Okay, good morning, everybody. Thursday, 22nd of June. Solstice has passed. I'm afraid it's all downhill from now. No, it looks generally all right at the moment. We've got some unsettled weather due next week. But for the time being, we've got this area of sort of high pressure up from the Azores, which is bringing a very moist and humid direction to feel to our weather. As you can see there, isobars just coming from the southwest as it shows, but actually we're going to start to just pick up a slight northerly today. I just think it's got so slack that it's just starting to spin around from that direction too. As we go for the next couple of days, probably a warm front approaching on Friday and then Saturday. Yeah, it's a little bit tricky to tell at the moment what will happen for our longest day. It should be bright, but the risk of some mist first thing, which I'm keeping a very close eye on. But for today, yeah, we're left in this sort of slack air with a slight northerly. We've lost our strong winds, and you can see on here, generally in the region of northwesterly at 5 to 10 knots. The satellite picture over the UK reveals a sort of misty and murky start at the moment. I'd say at Lasham cloud base probably only an hour ago was on the ground, but it's starting to burn back, and I imagine by 10 o'clock it will be properly flyable, with just the few areas needing a bit more surface heating, maybe just to the south of us. Further afield, and the sun is out, no real things to factor in, just a little bit of cloud going up towards the Peak District. Looking at the public forecast then for today, and if I get the right day up, that's Saturday's 25 degrees being the top temperature today, with that very, very light wind today. A top temperature, I said 25 with good visibility, and humidity will come down during the day and leave nice bright skies. GFS is in agreement with temperatures maybe in the capital reaching 26 or 27 degrees. Dew points a little bit variable today, anywhere sort of between 10 and 14 degrees. And look at that. The further west you go, the more the temperature comes down, the higher the dew points, the more humid it feels, and the more risk of thunderstorms from the looks of it. Stormet's currently showing 16.5 at Lasham and 14.5, and as you can see there, we are still in a fairly moist air mass. No separation or mixing going on yet, but give it an hour or so and at least it should mix away the fog that's been around for most of the morning. See that fog and mist just clearing now, and that light northwesterly just setting up. Farnborough are currently reporting no cloud detected, but yeah, Farnborough is generally a little bit better off than us for weather in this sort of situation. And you can see just probably 30 of showers this afternoon. I think we will be unlucky to see them, but nevertheless they are there. Further afield, Bryce Norton talking more chance of cumulonimbus. Just have a look at Gloucester as well, and you can see the showers get heavier up there. I'm afraid not good news for our friends at Aston Down at the Cotswold Regionals. And finally, Southampton. And that's looking, yeah, fairly reasonable. Few clouds at 4,000 feet and a bit more of a west-northwesterly wind coming in later. Okay, what I'll do is I'll take you over to the sounding. And that is the Larkhill sounding for 6 a.m. UTC this morning. You can see that it doesn't really show too much of an inversion in this, and of course an inversion is what will stop this going to showers. So actually see these bumps along the line. That is probably our best chance at preventing any significant vertical development of the clouds. Probably going to need 23 or 24 degrees to get reasonable convection to sort of lift this lower inversion. But yeah, as you can see, heat-driven thermals, and hopefully it doesn't get too hot. Otherwise, we'll be getting a little bit electrified again. And just put up one more from David. I'll just get that back. There we go. This is what David put in the WhatsApp group earlier about higher dew points out to the west, which is what GFS is showing. and a better area around us, with a task area of being probably straight to the north, maybe even out a little bit to the northeast and down along the south coast, with highest cumulus base is probably not too far south of us. But as always, thank you for your help there, David. Okay, let's get you back to Top Meteo. And Top Meteo is showing today that is the potential flight distance. So as you can see, a fairly narrow area down to about Dorset, and then up to about Husbos and along towards Parham, being the best area today. Take a little bit to get going, given all this low-level stuff, but by 11 o'clock we are looking at blue to shallow Q up to 1,200 meters, so just about 3,500 feet above Lasham. Sort of lunchtime onwards, and we're getting around Lasham, from the looks of it, sort of 4,000 feet to 4,500 feet above Lasham. If you're lucky, further west of us, it does look like that cloud base probably being a bit stubborn, sat at 3,000 to 3,500 feet above Lasham. Out to the northeast, better, potentially 5,000 to 5,500 feet above sea level in certain places. And as the afternoon goes on and things dry out in our area, you can see we probably actually in the Lasham area might even see 5,500 feet or so to 6,000 feet above sea level, and good down towards the southeast as well. Further into the Cotswolds, and I'm afraid it does look a little bit more showery and a little bit more unsettled, with a chance in our area of just a little bit of overdevelopment of clouds at times, a bit like yesterday, I suppose, but hopefully not quite as choppy. Shower activity mostly to the northwest or northeast of us, and cloud amounts, as you'll see here, sort of a little bit murky to start with. Let's get my box in the right place. A little bit murky to start with, and as we go through the day, it brightens up to cumulus. With just the odd bit of overdevelopment at times, and shower activity to the north of Oxford, northwest. So your site forecast then for today, bring that across, showing reasonable climbs 3 knots to about 4,500 to 5,000 feet above Lasham, and that is with a temperature of around 24 and a dew point of 13. So yeah, looking relatively nice. Airspace wise, a few things to brief. Keevil temporary danger area is active. Glastonbury restricted area temporary is active. 35, so that was 18 and 23 on here. 22 is near Keevil, is just the paragliders going flying. Salisbury Plain danger area active as normal. 37 is the Aston Down competition, so not a factor. Don't think it'd be going that way anyway. Lots of paragliders also operating from South Cerney. So with that in mind, I don't think South Cerney are going to be meat bombing particularly. 28, not relevant. And I think you're not going to be really going up into this area. You're going to be looking further north. Let's look at 47. There was a fly past this evening between 5 and 8 at Wittering. I'm honest, if you're up there at 5 o'clock, you probably should be on your way back. Lots of activity up into the military areas up in Lincolnshire. So if you are going to Lincolnshire, please check the NOTAMs for further detail, as I'm not going to brief all of those, as there's lots of them. But round us, really just Glastonbury, Keevil, and the paragliding NOTAMs to be concerned about. Operationally today, it'll be runway 27. If there's enough of you, please grid on the north side grass. And we'll have the winch launching from there, and my usual non-rubbish line taking us on 27. This area here, if we could just be very careful just driving near it, you'll see nice shiny black bits of tarmac. They've been at great expense done by 2XL to keep our lovely runway going. So around this area, if we can just keep a very, very good eye out, there are cones there at the moment, which will be removed shortly. Yes, if we can just make sure we are not landing on the runway down here or purposely doing donuts in the retrieve trucks. Not that I'm sure anybody would. But yes, so 27 grids, things like that. Jet movements, we have jet movements at about 4:30 to 5 o'clock, Airbus 321 in from Naples. And I think there's going to be a Navajo probably sometime around then. No jet movements before 4 o'clock today as they're letting the runway set. So runway 27, really nice day ahead. We will see you out there. Bye for now.